Welcome back to more Summoner's War Monster Strategies. Today we're going to be moving on to the Vagabonds and beginning with the winged one known as Roid. So, Roid has gotten a number of buffs in the recent years or so, and those buffs have made him, to have a pretty decent use, but still not amazing, compared to like maybe Darion or Jubel, those monsters. But the point is that Roid is actually a decent monster, it's just that he really doesn't have too much use after mid-game. But anyway, his stats are as follows as a level 46 star, and they are 10,215 HP, 483 attack, 483 defense, and 98 speed. As you can see, the attack and defense are actually literally the same exact number. But one of the things in which he suffers in compared to Cayenne, Darion, and Jubel is that he's a 2-star monster, and the other 3 are 3-star monsters. So it does kind of suck, it really does, but oh well, that's unfortunate. So now let's actually talk about his skills and what he can do. His first one is Slash Rocks, the move that every single Vagabond actually knows, and that is swings a giant sword to deal damage and decrease the target's defense for 2 turns with a 40% chance. This attack will deal more damage according to your max HP. The second attack is Slash Waves, which attacks an enemy with a sword 2 times. Each attack has a 30% chance to decrease the target's attack power for 2 turns. And the third one? Slash Wind. Attacks the enemy with a lightning fast slash, making the target's attack bar drop to 0 and inflicts an irresistible taunt for 1 turn. This attack will deal more damage according to your max HP. The thing about this move is that this is where he got one of the buffs, because if I remember correctly, the irresistible taunt used to be something else. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was not an irresistible taunt, which was a provoke. It was just something different. And people said that in general he got a buff when it got changed. So that's good, right? Pretty good. But as you can see, this monster is all about inflicting decent damage and debuffing a lot. Because, he can do a defense break here. He can do an attack break here. And he can do, the attack bar to 0. Which, it can be compared to other monsters that are pretty good in doing that, but the thing is that there's just other monsters that are just better overall. So, let's talk about his runes and what you should do to make this guy pretty good. The best rune recommendations that I was able to find were the following: Swift or Violent, with Focus or Energy, and you have to use Speed in slot 2, HP in slot 4, and Accuracy in slot 6. Swift and Violent because most of these Vagabonds are actually very good debuffers, and generally, the better the debuffers, the more you want to make them debuff as fast as possible and lower your own cooltime, because you're going to inflict massive debuffs on the enemy. So that's why you want either Swift or Violent. And Focus, pretty obvious, because he has a lot of debuffs, and then Energy just to make him tanky. He's not an offensive monster, he just does decent damage. And Speed for slot 2, that's pretty obvious. HP for slot 4, you want to make him tanky, and Accuracy for slot 6 because you want him to land as many hits as possible. So that's pretty much it for the runes. As far as substats go, just keep focusing on those things. More speed, more HP, and more accuracy. There really isn't too much else aside from that. Speed, HP, accuracy, and yeah, that's pretty much all I can say. So like I said, Roid is actually a pretty good monster early to mid-game, just because of the buffs he's gotten over the years, but eventually, you just start to see his limited use, and instead you're going to be focusing on Darion or Jubel more as Vagabonds, or even Cayenne, because they're 3 stars, and they have pretty good skills, I must say, especially Darion, So that's kind of why this guy is overlooked, but like I said, he's not terrible, unlike other 2 stars, but that is pretty much it for Roid, he just up to mid-game, it's his strong point, and after that, limited use, very limited. So it's your choice if you want to keep him forever. Most people choose not to, and I understand why. So that is pretty much it for Roid. Alright, so if you have any rune recommendations, go ahead and leave a comment. If you think that, the rune recommendations that I said were pretty good, or if you want to disagree and leave your own comments, go ahead and do that too, it's fine, Also, if you enjoyed this episode in any way, shape, or form, please be sure to leave a like. I would gladly appreciate that. Thank you very much, and I will see you all next time.